Here we're given triangle DOG, and we're given 2 angle measures and 1 length. So first thing to do here is draw a sketch, a rough sketch. So call this D, O, and G. I drew that triangle without really looking at the degrees, so bear with me here. So D is 64, O is 38, and DO is 8 inches. Okay, so a couple things here that we got to find out. We're going to use some equations here that we should know or understand. The first one is just I'm going to find G by subtracting both of the other angles from 180 because that will give me my angle of 78 degrees. So angle, I'll put this down here, angle of measure G, measurement of angle G equals 78 degrees. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start finding some side lengths, and to do so, I am going to use the law of sines. So in this case here, I'll go ahead and find little d here, the one opposite of the big D. And to do this, law of sines tells me that I can set it up as, I'll use 8, which is a side length of G, or little g, over sine of G, which is 78, we just found that out, is equal to the side length of little d over sine of its angle, or its opposite angle here, sine of 64. So then just to solve, I'm going to multiply both sides by sine of 64, so 8 times sine of 64 divided by sine of 78. And if I just plug that into a calculator, I get about 7.351. So we're going to call side length OG, which I'm also going to label as little d, represents 7.351. And last one here, I'm going to find little o, and I'm going to use the law of sines again. So O over sine of big O is equal to 8 over sine of 78. Going to solve for my side length here. So I got 8 times sine of 38 over sine of 78. And if I plug that into a calculator, I get side length dg, or also little o, and that's about 5.035. So law of sines is very helpful in finding side lengths and angle measures, so that's what I use to find those other 2 side lengths. That's a completely solved triangle here. If it's asking us to calculate the area, I have another formula. Area equals 1/2 basync. That's the way I like to think about it, though. And basically what that means is that the area is equal to 1/2 times little b, or the side length here. I'm going to call that 8. Little a, which is, in this case, I'm going to call 7.351. And I'm rounding these answers, so I understand that my final answer is going to be fairly rounded as well. And then sync is just sine of c, so sine of the other angle here, which is 38. And if I plug that all into a calculator, I get about 18.102. So knowing the formulas in this is going to be super helpful, and understanding like how to use them. So being able to plug in the right letters or the right side lengths to help us answer these.